Commander Doom has been put in charge of a Republic fortress atop this mountain spire. Him and his troopers haven't been there for more than a week before the droid army begins marching on them. However, Doom, being the crafty clone that he is, creates ambush positions on the canyons below to hit the droids hard. The droid army comes in from the canyons, only to be surprise attacked. This is the Clone Wars Spire Fortress defense. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy DaleyTactics here, back with some more Men of War Assault Squad 2, the Star Wars Galaxy at War mod, and today I am really excited because we have a brand new map available to us. This was made by Captain Orange, one of the best map creators for Men of War out there, and he made this entire canyon fortress siege battle. It looks so amazing. So there are canyons down below leading up to this massive spire mountain area. I have filled it with Doom Legion troopers all over the place with AV cannons, ATTEs, and Republic AT guns. Doom Legion also has free roaming troopers all over the place, as well as static defensive troopers. They're also laying ambushes in various positions across the canyon walls to fire down at the droids. It is going to be an extreme defense, and of course the droids are going to be splitting up their forces on many different flanks to hit them. So we got the right flank down below over there. We've got the troopers in the middle down below as well, and then on the left side we have some troopers down below, while also some troopers manage to get up to the top. The droids have AAT tanks as well as a super tank over here. That thing will be very, very powerful, and we will see if the clone troopers manage to defend. Huge shout out to Captain Orange for making this map. It looks absolutely phenomenal, and for you guys, make sure to hit the like button. Let's try and get 1,000 likes in the first 24 hours. Subscribe if you have not already. We're trying to hit 250k by the end of the year, and comment down below what legion you would like to see in the next Men of War episode. Either way, I just want to give a quick shout out to all my patrons. You guys are helping keep this channel alive, so thank you so much, especially Rudy Paz. Special shout out to him for today's shout out. And yeah, without further ado, guys, let's get this thing going. What's up, gamers? I'm here to tell you about Instant Gaming. Instant Gaming is an amazing place where you can get some fire deals on all sorts of video games. Seriously, it's like 60 to 95% off, as you can see here. These are all of the Star Wars titles they have. They literally have every Star Wars title. You can also get XCOM here, Men of War Assault Squad 2. All of the games I play on the channel you can buy here for extremely cheap prices. If you use my affiliate link in the description, it helps me out a ton. So thank you guys for listening to this sponsorship, and thank you to Instant Gaming for continuing to sponsor the channel. Alrighty then, guys, let's get into the ambush position here. I'd like to see this part of the battle first, and we're pressing start. I have a feeling the battle start right away, and it is indeed. The droids getting ambushed immediately by the clone troopers up above on the canyon walls. Lots of bazooka hits on those AATs. That's going to weaken them a lot, which is a very, very good thing. Taking out those AATs right away is going to be big, and then basically the droids won't have siege weapons to utilize. Either way, one AAT does end up going down. Droids are starting to attack these clone troopers on the canyon walls, though. They're getting good grenades off, they're getting good shots off, and these canyon wall troopers who are in ambush are actually surviving for a lot longer than I ever thought would be possible in this map. I really thought these guys were going to go down nearly right away, but instead they're actually managing to do some serious damage to these battle droids over a longer period of time than I thought was initially possible. So very impressive stuff over there. On the flanks, though, AATs coming in. Infantry not really getting involved too much yet, except for on the upper lip of the canyon up here. We got a lot of battle droids crawling their way forward over here with AAT support, of course. Lots of clone troopers firing away at them, managing to get some good kills. These guys are utilizing the down trees as some cover there. Not a terrible idea. These droids are pressuring them, but they're going down as well, so it's not the worst thing ever. Also, free roaming troopers, including there's Commander Doom, free roaming across the map as he do. They're just spreading out, getting to various defensive positions, trying to hold out for as long as possible. We've got an AV cannon over here. I'm not sure how effective artillery will be on this map because of how wooded the area is. I'm wondering if the artillery shots might be blocked by a lot of trees. But it seems like that one's firing away a little bit. Maybe it's getting a few kills, maybe it's not. Not fully sure. We won't really know the results of that until later on in the battle. How's this side of the battlefield doing? It seems like these guys are down here hugging the walls to avoid the oncoming clone trooper shots. They do manage to get a nice little clone kill right there, though. Cheeky little buggers. Oop, but they get hit by a little shot right there. Kills a bunch of droids. So yeah, I mean, on the canyon sides, these guys are sort of laying low a little bit. I mean, if the droids had moved up that way, they would be able to get a lot more kills, but the droids are really hugging the canyon walls, so those clone troopers can't really do too much. The clones straight down the middle are having to deal with these droid tanks right now, which is super derpy. They're not really managing to get much shots off. The super tank seems to be a little bit stuck at the very moment. It is unable to move around this AAT tank. It is getting some shots off, though, at these clones over here. There's surprisingly still a bazooka trooper left alive over here, which is crazy. Though the troopers up here on this side of the canyon wall did end up going down. The droids overthrew them. But those guys caused some serious havoc. I mean, there was only 20 or so troopers there, and yet they killed an entire AAT as well as probably like 30 or 40 droids. These guys did impeccably well for such a small amount of units. Super tank is rolling on up though right now, so that'll be interesting to see what ends up happening. AATs rolling through the clone defenses. These guys literally just getting mowed down like a lawnmower. Oh my god! Guys, move out of the way! Move! Did you guys ever see Austin Powers and there's that scene where he's in like the steamroller and the dude just doesn't move, so Austin Powers runs him over with it? Like, that's what I'm picturing right now. They do eventually get the AAT down, but that was so many useless clone trooper deaths. What was that? That was some mad stupidity, dog. That was so dumb. I don't know why they didn't move. That was so dumb. Either way, the clone troopers up here in the woods covering fire and helping these dumb clone troopers by trying to take out these AATs. It is taking quite a number of shots. For some reason, this bazooka trooper is choosing to use his pistol instead of using his bazooka on the AATs, and now he is dead. Another AAT over here, though, does go down. There must be a bazooka trooper over this way, and yes, there are bazooka shots hitting that droid tank there, so that's good. But gosh dang, the clone troopers really not doing a phenomenal job here. I am actually kind of disappointed in them. And that AV cannon does end up losing one of its drivers. It looks like the ATTE tank lost one of its top gunners here, but the rest of them are still alive and well. It is taking some shots from the AAT tanks down below. It seems like the AATs and super tank are trying to get angles on this ATTE from a distance, which honestly isn't a bad idea. That's pretty good. Another AAT goes down over this way. There's very few left. Additionally, it looks like droids have been trying to come up this way behind the AAT for the longest time, and the AAT's trying to do some cover fire for them. However, they're just getting killed by clone trooper defenses as they round up this little cliff wall here. So not really resulting in too much good things for the battle droids right there. The clone infantry, although it does look like they're having some trouble and they're making some stupid decisions, they still have a really solid block of defenses here that's capable of killing a whole lot of battle droid infantry. So this is in no way indicative of a loss for the clone troopers just yet. They're still definitely in this game for the long haul, but they are taking some losses. They are definitely doing some stupid decisions that's resulting in some of them getting killed, and if that all ends up adding up by the end of the battle here, we could see a clone trooper defeat. But I'm not going to cry, you know, defeat just yet. We got to wait and see how the rest of the battle, of course, goes. And clones are still dying in the woods here, though they do have a really solid number of troopers left alive. Up top here, it seems like almost all of these troopers are left alive. I'm not sure how many of them can actually fire down, or, you know, if droids are even in range, because this is actually a pretty far distance. It seems like these guys right here are the only ones really in range to fire down at the droids, and fire they will. Let's see, do they have any kills? This guy's got a kill, not bad. This guy's got none. This guy's got none. F. How about these guys? This guy's got 6 kills, that's not bad. This guy's got 6 as well. This guy's got none. 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 1, okay. 1, none. 3, that's not bad. 2, okay. 4, there you go. 4 up here too. 4 right there. Wow, lots of 4s. 1, 1, none, 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 2. All right, I mean, so the clones are pulling their weight pretty evenly across the board. Nothing too spectacular or crazy, but, you know, they're getting the job done. There's actually a small amount of droids up here. Looks like many more tried to sneak up here on the side of the fortress flank, but didn't quite manage to make it all the way up. Let's actually check in on the droids. So on the mini-map up top, you can see blue are the droids, red are the clones. I'd say the droids and clones are just about even in terms of numbers right now. I will go ahead and squad up the droids just to make them work together a little bit more. If you're new to Men of War, you'll know that squatting up does make a bit more of like group combat happen and a little bit more AI tactics. So we'll see if that ends up helping the droids at all, or if it ends up hindering the droids. Sometimes it leads to mass slaughters. It's sort of a toss-up if it helps or hinders, but it does sort of keep the battle moving. Instead of having trickle-in of droids, you have large pockets of them do assaults. So it does help out a little bit. So just squatting up these boys here, just to let them you know, cruise together for a little bit there, and we'll see if that ends up helping. There's also some over here. Lots of the droids just sort of holding the walls. They are actually kind of being cowardly right now, if we're being completely honest, but, you know, maybe with them squatted up, they'll do a little bit better. In fact, you can tell clone troopers are getting a little cocky here. Lots of the free roaming units actually moving down the hill into an attack position on the battle droids. Most of them getting killed as they move too far forward, but you can tell that the AI thinks that they are winning this thing overall, and therefore they're getting a little bit cockier, and they're actually taking some risks here in assaulting the battle droids. Again, it is resulting in some clone deaths here because of this, but they're simultaneously, you know, advancing on the droids, retaking old positions, and getting a serious number of kills at the same time. So, you know, in the long run, this could actually help out this little bit of an aggressive stance that the clone troopers are choosing to take here. It is not terrible in the slightest, but again, they are taking some more losses that probably could be, you know, avoided if they weren't attacking right now as aggressively as they currently are. I think the super tank might be dead up here. It's kind of hard to tell. It's just sort of chilling there. There's also some AATs that are just like stuck or something, or not wanting to combat. Not totally sure what their deal is right now, but I think it is going to be up to the infantry for the droids to win this thing overall, and that's not the end of the world. I mean, there's really just an AV cannon. The ATT over here isn't really helping all that much for the clone since it lost its top gunner, so I think infantry can win this thing overall, but the problem is that the clone infantry is really clapping a lot of these battle droid cheeks. I mean, this is just a beautiful map for a defense. You know, this defense, there are so many high ground opportunities for the clone troopers. There's so many choke points for the clone troopers. There's so many ambush positions for the clone troopers that a defense here is a really, really impressive thing. And honestly, I do have a feeling that the clone troopers will end up getting the dubski at the very end of this battle, almost no matter what at this point. Again, a few troopers deciding to push forward more and more, and they are dying because of it. Those guys got grenaded, but they managed to get back up from the grenade, so good for them for surviving with just a minor concussion. They are grenading themselves a little bit right now, and that'll get a kill. Very nice, not bad. I do have to say, I think this will be a victory, so maybe in the future we'll have to do a battle where literally just the spire is attacked. The droids like maybe start at the base of the spire instead of all the way down here with more clone defenses, because I didn't quite realize how powerful of a defense this would be. I mean, the clones are basically impenetrable right now. They are hard stopping the droid assault. They are preventing any sort of advancement at all by the battle droid army here. They are clapping cheeks for sure. For sure. I mean, droid squads are working together a little bit better, and I think it's resulting in them making it farther and actually getting a few clone kills here. But even so, it is just a mass slaughter at the base of this hill there. Wow, that entire squad of clones does end up going down. There's Commander Doom. Doom is being a fool as well. Doom, what are you doing? Buddy. Oop, Doom's dead. Doom was just as dumb as his regular clone troopers were in that situation. My goodness, thank goodness for the static positions up here for the clone troopers, or else, you know, all of the troopers would be moving forward, and it really would be a wash here. all of the droids would manage to get the dubski, and the clones would outright, I think, lose. But luckily, the static positions in the back are helping tremendously for the clone troopers, and, you know, the free roamers are doing the exact opposite. The free roamers are actually hurting the defenses, I would say, a little bit at this point. All right, massive surge from the battle droids here. You know what? I'm going to contribute to this massive surge. I'm going to go in slow-mo, and I'm going to pull up the last of the droids. I want to give them a fighting chance on this map. I think this map is really difficult, so helping out the droids here is honestly probably going to be a good thing rather than a bad thing, because it'll let us see a little bit more action here. We'll actually get to see if they manage to win, so we will pull forward their vehicles as well. It looks like that super tank is, in fact, still alive, so let's pull over any vehicles that want to, and, of course, droid infantry. I want you guys coming up here as well, basically doing one last final surge of the battle droid forces here, giving them the best possible chance to actually win this battle overall. You know, it's yet to be seen if they actually will win this thing overall, but we are going to give them that opportunity to try their best with everything that they've got at their disposal right here, right now, and that's what we're doing at this very moment. So that should be it. That should be the last squad here, and let's observe if these droids do manage to pull something out of their hat, or if they do end up all getting slaughtered. Right now they are getting a few shots off, but I mean, the clones are doing just so much better than them. They are really getting beaten down by a lot of incoming clone fire. Those droid tanks need to come up here, but they're getting stuck on rocks. The droid tanks have been absolute failures during the entirety of this battle and have not contributed to the battle really in the slightest. The clone troopers just having a field day on this droid infantry as the droid tanks have just failed them. To be fair, there were a few droid tanks in the beginning of the battle that did a lot of really, really good things for the battle droid army. However, all in all, I think most of the droid tanks just did not contribute at all and were just stuck down in the canyon for the most part, which was not helpful. Not helpful in the slightest, dude. So now the droid infantry is sort of left on their own, and they're getting relatively clobbered. The clobbering, as it were. That's what we shall call it. The clobbering. More droids heading up these hills. They are getting more shots off. They might be getting a kill or two on these clones in their trenched positions, but I think overall this is going to be a loss for the battle droid army, and the clone trooper defenses will prove to be just too tough to overcome. Oh, we actually do have a droid tank coming on up here, and that droid tank just deleted the body of Commander Doom. That's an F in the chat right there, boys. That's kind of sad. Oh, looky here. Actually, another AV cannon ended up going down right there. Interesting, interesting. ATTE not contributing too much. Ooh, the super tank's up here too. Okay. All right, droid tanks getting some work done. You got to remember that there are still 3 AT cannons up here for the clone troopers. You got to remember that, and they're all loaded with troopers. So those things will get some kills. Ooh, super tank using its Nebelwerfer abilities. Not bad. But still, the clone infantry manages to fire. They're nice and spread out, so really HE shots aren't going to be super effective on these guys because they're so, you know, spread out and able to basically avoid any incoming fire for the most part. I mean, you might get unlucky, but I think most of the clones are pretty far away from each other. All right, you two have bazookas. I would take them out right now and start firing instead of firing at infantry. Take out your bazookas. There's a super tank right there. Just shoot it. Just shoot it, you buffoons. Whatever, they're not going to do it, apparently. There's also still more droids stuck down here. I'm trying to help them and bring them forward, but they really refuse to help themselves. They refuse to let me help them help themselves. As it were. Either way, if we look at the minimap right now at the top left, red are clone troopers that are left alive, and blue are battle droid troopers and tanks that are left alive. And the clones at this point outnumber the droids by so much. The droids are super few and far between on the map, so clearly, you know, they have become very, very sort of spread out and disheveled. So this is basically going to be a clone victory through and through. The droids did end up getting a little bit of a foothold over here, but what it took was tanks and slaughter of thousands of droids in order to actually get this tiny little foothold here. So, was it worth it? Don't know. Don't know. But we shall see, I suppose. The battle is kind of quieting down a little bit, I would say, here. Yeah. I mean, there's not too much action going on. A couple clones getting sniped down below. At the very least, the droids seem to have sort of conquered this area of the battlefield. They still haven't taken all of these clone troopers up here and all the clone troopers up here, but they did sort of take this lower bit. Oh, the ATTE sirens are going off. Bouquet. Bouquet. Alright, AAT is just pounding it with shots right now. Let's see it take a little pot shot here. Oh, it's hitting a tree, actually. That's not that helpful. Gosh dang, dude. Not helpful at all. Alright, let's do one last final charge here for the droids. They're slowing down. They're not really able to do all that much. Let's get this AAT up here. Come on, one last final infantry push for the battle droids. See what they manage to do. They're coming through the woods here, trying to get to cover, it looks like. Oh, they're starting to fire a little bit, getting some shots out at these clone troopers. Actually getting a few kills here. Not doing terrible. They're actually managing to make a few things happen here. This is not terrible. Droids surprisingly managing to keep things together even at the face of defeat here. They're not giving up quite yet, and they're still managing to make it happen. Although that was some big shots right there, some big bazooka shots taking out large swaths of droids right there. I mean, if we look at the minimap, there are still clones literally everywhere, dotting the entirety of the battlefield. There's still all these guys over here, all these guys over here, all these guys right here, all these guys right here. It's actually insane just how many clone troopers are still left alive by the end of this thing. I think this AAT is stuck now. There's only like 5 actual movable droids left. I think these guys are stuck too. Yeah, they are. This map is very conducive to droids getting stuck. These guys are stuck. These guys are stuck. There's a lot of droids stuck, so it's like very iffy. Actually, the ATT is getting pounded right now by incoming AAT fire. I mean, can these things even fire at that thing? Wait. No, the angle's too steep. They can fire like right there, but they can't fire down. Wow. That's a bummer. Alright. One last droid in the woods over here. Alright, since we helped the droids, I'm going to help the clones now a little bit. The droids don't actually have a chance at winning this thing. There's so many clones left alive. Here, let's gather a nice little force of clone troopers here from the fortress. We'll have them sally forth and we'll have them go take out that AAT. And maybe stop the ATTE from getting destroyed. It's only fair. We help the droids. We gotta help the clones a little bit too here. The droids would not have made it this far if I hadn't helped them, get a grip and get together a little bit. So, might as well, tit for tat here. Contribute a little bit. There are still so many clones left alive, dude. It's absolutely insane. Are there any bazooka troopers, though? That's what you really need, boys. You need the bazookers. The bazooka troopers. Come on forward, boys. Come on forward. I think the super tank's just a dud now. It might have lost its ability to actually fight. I'm not totally sure on that one. Come on forward, boys. Come on, there's got to be a bazooka trooper somewhere to take this thing out. Or at least use your small arms. Come on. Anything? Nothing? You guys refuse to fire at this thing? So bizarre, man. Let's see. Gotta be a bazooka trooper somewhere. Get on up here with your bazooka trooper bad self. Oh, it's moving! It's on the move! Ooh, the ATTE goes down. Alright, we do have some bazooka troopers here. Ooh. Not great. Holy cow. Whoa! Super tank going nuts right now. What the heck? All of a sudden, there's a rebirth. Alright, we got a bunch of bazooka troopers up here. Come on, fellas. Come on, fellas. Fire. Get the kills. Come on. Hit it with everything you got. There you go. That thing's dead now. Now start hitting that super tank. Oh, that thing's dead now. Alright, beautiful. Now there's just a little bit of infantry down here. Let's push them. Come on, fellas. Finish them off. There you go. Those guys were stuck. Oh, these guys aren't stuck. They're just being cowards. Move it. Move it forward. There you go. They're all down. There's just a few random tanks and droids stuck over there. But this is a definitive clone victory. If you look at the minimap, there's still probably 100 clone troopers left alive. and many died, but they did manage to hold out here. So yellow are dead clones, red are dead droids. I imagine double the losses here because a lot of the droid vehicles ran over the bodies, deleting them, and also explosions deleted a lot of bodies. So this was definitely a slaughter fest for sure, but a very cool one nonetheless. I enjoyed this battle a ton. I thought this was dope. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Comment down below if you did. Subscribe if you haven't already. And smash that like button, fellas. And big shout out to my patrons again. Alright guys, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content. And hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.